Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. This is going to be more of a talky video than a bowling one, but I'm going to talk a lot about where my head mechanics are right now. So if you like this sort of video, be sure to click the like, let me know. That way I can do more of these where I'm talking and working things through rather than just recapping a league night. So let's go through it. 2 weeks ago was a terrible night. I shot 150, 150, 160, couldn't get comfortable, never felt like I had a shot, was milling on my spares. I came out from the night really frustrated, mentally drained, and basically just shut down on bowling for the week. It was a really, really, really hard week. I had serious thoughts about whether I was actually going to ever get better, whether I had any hope of improving back to where I was 2 years ago, much less getting better than that. I want to be averaging 200, not 160, which is where I'm at right now. And I felt like I was just spinning my wheels and wasting time. I had small voices in my head wondering if I needed to just give up and quit. That's how bad I was feeling. My rational brain knows that all of those thoughts come from places of frustration and hurt. That those thoughts are natural when facing challenges. That I'm still coming back from an injury. That I'm still learning how the changes I made to my game are actually going to work. And I'm still effectively a newbie when it comes with dealing with the modern bowling game, the adjustments I need to make, and what equipment and lanes do. But in those low moments where low and hateful emotions are happening, the rational mind kind of takes a back seat sometimes. Last week, I just left the cameras home. I wanted to focus on the bowling, didn't want to have to deal with managing the tech, and just also we were at the end of the league where we were next to the other smaller league, which is a lot louder, shall we say, a little bit more raucous. So I didn't think I was going to get any insightful audio either. So I just left it all home, tried to focus on that. On top of that, the league swapped out the shot. We basically are going to rotate through 3 house shots every 5 weeks. So this is the first week on a new house shot, a little bit different, a little bit longer than the other one. And so I brought a couple more balls to be able to try some things out. That didn't really work out in the end. The night just started disastrously. I missed a 10 pin in frame one, then missed the head pin twice, and then missed the lane entirely twice. At that point, I was having a risk of feeling even lower than I was after last week, and that's ugh. However, Kristie did spot that I was having the problem where I was stepping out to the right with my fourth step, and that was just putting the ball right over there to the far right. Addition for that meant I at least finished the game mostly clean and punched out in the 10th for a 138. Yeah. Um, Bad times. Game two was pretty horrible as well. I spent the latter half of the game, once again, unable to find the head pin, with no fewer than 5 6 counts. I shot 150, and Kristie beat me scratch for the first time ever, which I did not mind at all because she had a new career high of 166, and that I'm super excited about. Kristie, by the way, has been having a stellar couple of weeks. She's had back-to-back career highs. She's getting more loose with her swing, which means her ball speed is coming up, which means I'm expecting her to really turn a corner soon in terms of doing really, really well. Game three, however, might have turned my entire season around. In the last couple shots in game two, I finally realized that I was leaving my shoulders really open at the line. I would open up my shoulders in the backswing a fair bit, which is fine. But when it came to the line, I was leaving them wide open. It's okay to have my shoulders dipped a little bit, but having them wide open like this as I'm releasing the ball, the ball was naturally just going to be leaking to the right. And that was why I was missing the head pin in game two, even though Kristie had spotted my stepping out back in game one. So game three, I started focusing on getting myself back square to the line. It slowed me down, got me there, and my release and things were a lot more on target suddenly. Game three started with missing a 10 pin because I fell over. I think I literally tripped over my feet. And then I went double, spare, double, spare, double. Open the 10th frame. It was on a split though. And so I ended up shooting a 201, my first 200 of the entire season. It was the first game where I felt comfortable all season long. The first game where I felt like things were really solid. The first time I left in a really good mood at the end of the league. So I'm actually feeling confident about my game for once. It's a couple little changes, and I feel like I'm kind of there. As I'm talking here, I feel like I actually have a good chance to go back to the league on Tuesday and have a good series. Like, that's how good that one game felt. And the confidence coming from identifying a couple things and feeling things come out really well, that worked. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording, as I already mentioned, so I don't have the footage to look at for comparisons or to reinforce things or to share with all of you, unfortunately. Which is to say, I'm not entirely sure still where I stand with my game. A 200 could have been a fluke. I don't think so. We're getting in a proper autumn, so I don't have weather issues to worry about. I didn't really have anything to deal with last week. I had to adjust a piece of tape once or twice, and that was it. And that was with my ideal thumb hole, so we're good. My spare shooting isn't terrible, could be better, but that's the thing I'm always working on, so we'll see how that turns out. So yeah, this whole period is going to be a serious test for me. I've got to keep myself moving forward when it gets really difficult to keep trying to stay, sort of in the mode of always looking to see what I can do better rather than getting down on myself. And that's something that is just always very difficult for me. In the last few weeks, I've done some pretty good recognition of issues that have cropped up as haven't done them fast enough to actually help. So I just need to be faster about it. Between recognizing those issues, the weather getting better, and actually putting everything together for just one game, I'm feeling pretty okay going forward. So thank you for watching, or in this case, more listening. And I really value all my viewers, people who watch, who comment, who share things. I really appreciate you. It lets me know I'm not just talking into the void. I hope if you're not already, please subscribe. That way you get to see where this goes along right with me. And, here's hoping I'm on the upper path again. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you in the next one. Good luck and good bowling.